Okay, Brenden Aaronson. For our American viewers, you obviously know him, the player from Philadelphia Union, just moved to RB Salzburg. If you're European or you're international, you probably never heard of him, or you just heard of him. So today, we're going to talk about Brenden Aaronson. I'm going to give you a lot of details into him. At the end of the video, I'll rate his potential, and I'll tell you what player he has a similar playing style to, which is actually a pretty good player. So you guys can comment down below. If you already know Brenden Aaronson, what do you think his potential is? What player does he have a similar playing style to? And if you're new here, welcome. This is our Wonder Kid series. We cover a lot of young players that can in the future be the next big thing. Why am I wearing Palmeiras today? Well, because our next big thing will be Gabriel Veron next episode, but that's just me getting off topic. Today's about Brenden Aaronson. So let's get into Brenden Aaronson, the former Philadelphia Union player, January 1st at RB Salzburg. Let's get to it. Honestly, I don't care about this player. I'm just here to ask you guys to make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That's all I want to do. Now I'm going to go out and go eat my tacos. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Pedro Parker. How you doing? Brenden Aaronson is the Philadelphia Union Academy player. However, before he went back to Philadelphia Union to play professionally, he signed an amateur contract with Steel FC. For Steel FC, he played 21 games before moving back to the Philadelphia Union in 2019. So it was announced in 2018, around September, October-ish, that he would be playing the 2019 season for Philadelphia Union. There's a lot of high expectations on this player. On March of 2019, he made his debut and he scored right away. Brenden Aaronson on his debut just scored, and it just showed that he was destined for greatness. Now, he just signed with RB Salzburg for $5.6 million, which is way below his $8.8 million transfer market value, which he will join them on January 1st. So now let me dive into his bio, and then we're going to get to his stats in Philadelphia Union. We're going to talk about RB Salzburg, his international games, the USMNT national team, and at the end I'll give you the most important part of the video where I tell you exactly who he plays like and his potential. So let's get to his bio. Brenden Aaronson, 20 years of age, 1.78 meters tall. He's right-footed. His current club is RB Salzburg, which he'll be joining January 1st. He's an attacking midfielder. He's American, and his current market value is $8.8 million, which is higher than what RB Salzburg already paid for him. Let's start with the Philadelphia Union, which is essentially the only team he played for. And despite being very young, he has already 57 games for Philadelphia Union, which it won't increase now since he left. He also has 7 goals, 6 assists, and as titles, he did win the Supporters Shield, which is the MLS point-based system, the conference pretty much. 2 conferences combined. I can explain that in a different video. It's not important right now. He's also the youngest player to ever be named the MLS Best 11, and he was only a teenager at the time. He was also named MLS's back tournament Best 11. So despite not playing too long in the MLS, he already had a major impact before going to Europe. Now let's talk real quickly about RB Salzburg and a little bit of my expectations for him there. So it's important to point out that RB Salzburg just sold Dominic Szoboszlai. Okay, you probably don't know how to say his name right properly anyway, so don't even get me to that. This is the best I can do, and I probably said it right, to be honest, because I did study it. But let's go back to Brenden Aaronson. So with them selling their main midfielder, that opens up space for Brenden Aaronson arriving in January. Along with that, Jesse Marsch, the American coach that coaches RB Salzburg, has said that he's expected to play a lot Brenden Aaronson. So there's a lot going on for him at RB Salzburg. He was signed. There's a lot of expectations for him. He's super talented. They just sold their main midfielder. So I think he'll probably start the bench for the first few games since it's mid-season. And maybe even this season. But I expect him to start on the next season already. On the 2021-2022 season. But expect him to get a lot of minutes. And we'll be covering him on our US Men's National Team Abroad series. So make sure you check that out too. Don't miss out on that. We update you guys weekly on US Men's National Team players. Let's keep rolling with the video. Let's go to the US Men's National Team. Alright, so for the US Men's National Team, Brenden Aaronson has 2 games and 1 goal so far. Not that much, but he's only 20, so it's perfectly fine. He was on the December camp for Greg Berhalter. He called him up. He called MLS players, and he was part of it. And there's a couple youth stats that I won't cover. So he did score his first goal on the December camp versus El Salvador. He also played his first cap on February of 2020 before the pandemic hit the world. He also played on the U23, U19, and U15 US Men's National Team squads. So what are my expectations for him? Now that he's in RB Salzburg, I expect him to be always called up by Greg Berhalter, as he does have the talent. Let's go to the very last section of the video, and I'm going to tell you who he compares to, what veteran or retired player he has a similar playing style to, and I'll rate his potential. I want to hear yours too. And I'm also going to have a little bonus for you guys. I'm going to talk about Paxton Aaronson. Alright, so the player that he kind of looks like playing, and hold your horses, don't go criticizing me for this. He looks a lot like Kaká. Yeah, the Brazilian Ricardo Isaacson dos Santos, Kaká. That's who he looks like. Am I saying he's gonna be better than Kaká? Am I saying he's better than Kaká? Hell no, I don't know. And it's gonna be tough for him to be anywhere near Kaká. But the way he runs, the through balls that he puts through, the long shots, the way he brings the ball up, the dribbling, his pace, it's very similar to Kaká. The way he protects the ball, his playing style is very similar to Kaká. Plays the same position. He can play also wide. Kaká used to play sometimes as a right or a left midfielder or central attacking midfielder. So it's Kaká. If I had to rate his potential, I'd rate it 3.75, which is pretty high too compared to other players in the channel. Below, obviously, our last one, which was Camavinga and a couple others, Moises Caicedo. But he does have a lot of potential. I don't think he'll be as good as Kaká, but his playing style is very comparable if you want to picture how he plays. Now let me talk about Paxton Aaronson a little bit, his brother that's moving to the Philadelphia Union team very soon. So Paxton Aaronson is going to move up to the Philadelphia Union main squad this season, and he's expected to be the backup for Anthony Fontaine. Many say that Paxton Aaronson is even more talented than Brenden Aaronson. We'll see. Only time will tell. He'll be a backup this season. Hopefully he gets a couple minutes, and if he's better for the US men's national team. Guys, this is it for the video. I want you guys to comment down below if you want us to do any other American players or European, South American, any players you need us to cover, we'll be covering. Don't forget to check out our US Men's National Team Abroad series. If you're American, we update you guys weekly on how US Men's National Team players did abroad. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I truly apologize for Pedro Parker showing up. Have a great day.